The R-rated comedy Strays is in theaters this weekend and stars Jamie Foxx as a Boston Terrier, Will Ferrell as a Border Terrier, Isla Fisher as an Australian Shepherd, and Randall Park as a Great Dane. Will Forte plays an inhumane pet owner. So I think this can be enjoyable. Let me start by saying I think this can be enjoyable. I didn't enjoy it. I saw the trailer. Maybe if you don't see the trailer before you see the movie, you can really enjoy it. But I saw the trailer and the biggest gags are in the trailer. So the funniest moments, the big set pieces are in the trailer. After seeing that, there was nowhere to go, in my opinion, for me to really make me laugh. Now, there are a few moments in the film that are very funny. Actually, there are two moments in the film that are hilarious, that really did catch me off guard. But the rest of it felt like I've seen it before. Now, I think as a high concept comedy, I think this was a great idea. I just think that the jokes, the humor needed a couple of more passes because the jokes felt like gimmicks. The gags were really weak. I think the writing overall was weak. Now, again, you may like this because comedy, people like comedy for different reasons. I don't like juvenile jokes. I'm over them. I think they're dated. In my opinion, juvenile jokes are dated. Poop and sex jokes like this could have been PG-13 if they didn't even have the profanity in there. This could have been a PG-13 film, but because every other word is profane for the sake of being R-rated, I think they missed a great opportunity. I think they should have put more equity in punching up the jokes more to make it funny than to being lowbrow with these juvenile jokes. Now, there are some cringe moments in this film that I think you will be sensitive to, or at least I was as an animal lover, animal activist. I felt the cringe moments. Now, it is to be expected. That's the expectation because this film is centered around dogs, stray dogs who are mistreated and disregarded by their inhumane pet parents. So, cringe moments are to be expected in a film like this. So, I had that expectation at least, but I think sometimes it goes too far. I will not spoil it, just in case you are planning to see it this weekend. I won't spoil that. But if you're sensitive to the inhumanity of people mistreating animals, not just dogs, you may squirm in your seat in the theater because I did. It was really bad in a couple of places. Because Will Forte is playing a pet owner who hates his dog, those moments, they overcompensate those cringe moments, the moments that are cringe when humans are in the scene, they overcompensate those moments with this whimsical score to fool you somewhat psychologically to believing that all of this is in good fun. And that's fine. But if you are like me, where you can not isolate or segregate the difference between mistreatment of animals when you see it visually, whether it is these dog actors, these dogs are performers, they're trained performers. I understand that, but I cannot segregate the difference between them performing and what really happens in the real world because Will Forte's character exists in the real world. So it was a little difficult for me, and I should have been more prepared for that. But that is not why I didn't resonate with this movie. The jokes are weak. And when you see the eagle scene, this just came to mind. When you see the eagle scene, there it is a measure behind. In other words, the punchline is delayed for some reason. I don't know if that is the editing or if they gave the joke a little time to breathe because they thought it was going to be funnier than it is, to allow the audience to get that laugh in without moving on. It isn't good. And then in that scene, there is, or adjacent to that scene, there is a cameo, and the cameo was so weak. It was not funny at all. It was a desperate attempt at being funny, but it was an unnecessary scene. And there are a few of those. Then there's the showdown that doesn't pay off in the third act because Will Forte's character has been so treacherous throughout the movie. There's supposed to be a payback where these dogs get retribution. It really it's weakened by the moment because it's so grotesque that it just doesn't work. It kind of fell flat. I think, again, it really does depend on if you're in a good mood, then you'll likely enjoy this. If your expectations are lowered, then you're likely to enjoy this. If you don't see the trailer beforehand, then you're likely to enjoy it. There are, again, at least two scenes that were funny. The rest of it is just juvenile and dated, that it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. But all in all, is it a waste of money? I wouldn't say it was an absolute waste of the theater ticket or of the movie ticket. That I wouldn't say, because you're going to get a few laughs if you're down to have that kind of fun. But if you are sensitive to animal cruelty, you're going to want to get out of there. That's just the truth of it. There is an after credit scene. Was it necessary? No. But there's an after credit scene, and you can tell that if this is successful, they are going to move extra fast to come up with an answer, or follow-up rather. They're going to come up with a follow-up to this film. It's evident if it does well this weekend or the coming weeks, because it's going to have a little breathing room because it's rated R, and you've got Blue Beetle, a couple of indie movies, and then Gran Turismo next week or the week after that. So it's going to have some breathing room. So it is likely to do well enough, especially with Oppenheimer dying down just a little bit and Barbie slowing down just a teeny bit. People are going to want alternative programming, and I think this serves that audience. So it's likely to do good, and you're going to get a sequel. Then I also like the fact that G's and Hustlers, I haven't heard that song in so many years. Snoop's song G's and Hustlers is in the film, well, closing credits, and it was just cool. It does not go with the movie whatsoever, but I love that song. Anyway, listen. Strays is in theaters. At any rate, Strays, the rated R film starring Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx, Isla Fisher, and Randall Park, and others, is in theaters now.